Configuring the router using Telnet protocol. Outline. Installing Loopback adapter. Configuring the router using Telnet protocol. Installing Loopback adapter. Implementations of the Internet Protocol suite include a virtual network interface, through which network applications can communicate when executing on the same machine. It is implemented entirely within the operating system's network software and passes no packet to any network interface controller. The idea from creating Loopback adapter is to connect the real machine as network device or a host within GNS3 topology. To install Loopback adapter, please follow me. Right-click on My Computer, Manage. Click on Device Manager. Right-click on the root for the device manager, Add Legacy Hardware. Or you can access the hardware wizard from command prompt or run prompt by typing hdwwiz. Next, choose the second option. Next, select Network Adapters. Next, for the manufacturer, select Microsoft. For the network adapter, select Loopback adapter. Next, next. Finish. This is it, Loopback adapter. Rename it to Loopback to make it more descriptive. Make sure to run GNS3 as administrator to access Loopback adapter without problems. Now, open GNS3. The application layer uses protocols that are implemented within applications and services. Protocols provide the rules and formats that govern how data is traded. Applications provide people a way to create messages. Services establish an interface to the network. All three components may be used by a single executable program and may even use the same name. For example, when discussing Telnet, we could be referring to the application, the service, or the protocol. Configuring the router using Telnet protocol. Access methods. There are several ways to access the command line interface environment. The most usual methods are console, Telnet or secure shell, and auxiliary port. Telnet. Telnet uses Transmission Control Protocol suite that runs on port 23. Telnet, a terminal emulation protocol, is used to provide remote access to servers on networking devices such as routers and switches. A connection using Telnet is called a virtual terminal (VTY) session or connection. To support Telnet client connections, the server runs a service called the Telnet daemon. Virtual terminal connection is established from an end device using a Telnet client application. Most operating systems include an application layer Telnet client. On Microsoft Windows PC, Telnet can be run from the command prompt. Other common terminal applications that run as Telnet clients are Hyper-Terminal, Minicom, TerraTerm, and PuTTY. The VTY lines allow access to a router via Telnet. By default, many Cisco devices support 5 VTY lines that are numbered from 0 to 4. A password needs to be set for all available VTY lines. The same password can be set for all connections. While the Telnet protocol supports user authentication, it does not support the transport of encrypted data. All data exchanged during Telnet session is transported as plain text across the network. This means that the data can be intercepted and easily understood. If security is concerned, the Secure Shell SSH protocol offers an alternate and secure method for server access. SSH provides the structure for secure remote login and other secure network services. It also provides stronger authentication than Telnet and supports the transport of session data using encryption. As a best practice, network professionals should always use SSH in the place of Telnet, whenever possible. Name the project Configuring Router. Make sure to use router 7200. If you can't see it, then you have to add the iOS for it by going to Edit Preferences, Dynamaps, iOS Routers. Click on New, browse to that image, select the image and open. Decompress this iOS image. Next, 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 next. Click on Finish and the image will be added. Now, drag and drop the C7200 router with the cloud. Configure the cloud. To attach Loopback adapter for it, select Loopback adapter, click on Add, click on OK. Now, link them. Turn on the router. Configure the router through the console connection. Click on Show Interface Labels. Now I want to configure Fast Ethernet 0/0. Configure the IP address for the loopback adapter. Test the connectivity using ping command. Test the connection between the router and the real machine. Success. Now, testing the connection from real machine to the router. Connection established successfully. Let's take a scenario about connecting through the Telnet protocol. IT maintenance for ISP in Erbil want to troubleshoot the router in Koya. For Faculty of Engineering router in Koya must be configured to connect to the internet through the IP address and IT who want to make Telnet over this router must have a VTY account to open the session. IP address already configured. I'll configure VTY account for two sessions, 0 and 1, and setting the password for these sessions to Cisco. Require this password on login. Now connect to the router using PuTTY. Add the IP address for the router. Set the connection type to Telnet. As you can see, the default port for Telnet is 23. Open the connection. For the password, I set it to Cisco, so I have to type Cisco. Now, I'm inside user mode for the router. I'll open second session. I'll open third session. Password required, but none set. And that's because I set the password only for two sessions. I'll show you that. For the session 0 till session 1, it has been set with password Cisco. On the other session, no password applied for it. If I want to navigate to privilege mode, no password set. So, I have to set the password for privilege mode. There are two versions for privilege mode password. Enable password and your password. Enable password, it is for old iOS. Or you can use enable secret your password. Enable secret is for new iOS. If I type the password for enable password, it will not accept it if I enable secret. If the iOS supports both enable password and enable secret, so if you type the password for enable password, it won't accept it because you have to use enable secret password, and that's for security reason. Finally, I can configure and manage all the features for that router. See you in the next lecture.